Hi, today we are making a Tila bead bracelet with Make and Create kits. In your kit, you'll receive a tube of Tila beads, a beading needle, a crimping bead, a spring clamp, and a piece of elastic. The first step is to measure the wrist, and mine looks to be about 6¼ inches, so I'm going to move that over to 6½ so I have a comfortable bracelet. Take your elastic and thread it through the eye of the beading needle, and you want to leave about a 2-inch tail and pull, and that closes the loop of the beading needle onto the elastic. You can pull the elastic to see how that is attached to the beading needle. Once you have your beads laid in the pattern that you desire, you can use your beading needle and feed the beads onto the needle and then pull them through. You will want to attach the spring clamp to the end of your elastic to ensure that your beads do not slip off the end. Okay, feed the beads onto the beading needle, and you'll want to push them down the elastic. And you'll want to leave a tail on the elastic. So I'm going to move my clip up to here because we will be turning the elastic and going back the other way. Now you can finish adding the beads to your elastic with the beading needle. Once you have all of your Tila beads strung on the elastic, you want to make sure that you have enough free elastic to return through the Tila beads in the second hole. There are 2 holes in the Tila beads, so once you have strung your pattern onto the elastic, you want to make sure that the beads are straight so you can feed your needle back through the other hole. And you want to make sure you have enough elastic to make that return trip. You can always adjust your clamp and make the end shorter or longer. So just adjust the beads, make them flat. Make sure you have enough elastic to go through, and you can start feeding your beads through the second hole onto the beading needle. You always want to make sure that they all lay flat in the same direction. Now that the Tila beads have been strung onto the elastic going in the other direction in the other hole, you want to check to make sure that you have all the beads connected and they're all going the same way. The Tila beads have been strung through the second hole using the same elastic but turned and gone the other way. I found it helpful to have a little magnifying glass to string the beads because they are very small. Check to see that the beads are all going in the same direction. You don't have any that are dangling, But if you skipped one, you can back the beading needle back through the Tila beads until you get to the one that's dangling, and you can then restring. I'm going to pull a little loop of elastic through the last Tila bead. You can see that there's a loop. I'm going to unfasten my clamp, and I'm going to feed the 2 pieces of elastic through the hoop. And pull them through like so. And tighten up the elastic. Now we're getting ready to tie. Once you have pulled the elastic through the little loop, place one elastic to the left and one to the right. Bring the one on the right around, and the one on the left around to the other side. Okay. Now we're going to tie left over right. And pull. All my beads are still going in the right direction. Now right over left. And pull it to tighten and create your knot. If you want, you can do it again if you don't have to. Add a dot of glue to finish your bracelet, or add a crimp bead. Here. Now we're going to place a crimping bead. We're going to place a crimping bead over the knot. If you have purchased or have the crimping tool, you place the crimping bead right in the grooves, so it looks like that. And if you don't have a crimping tool, you can use needle nose pliers. That's why the crimping tool is optional, because some people have needle nose pliers. I'm going to line up the opening of the crimping bead over the knot we just created with the elastic on your Tila bead bracelet. And pinch. Bye for now. See you next time.